Lily worked alone in the night side of the station. She liked the hum of the old reactors, and the faint silver glow on the hull. She had a talent for making broken things breathe again. She called it coaxing the metal to remember what it was made. Farone's cycle, a shuttle, drifted in without a call sign. It carried a single traveler, with eyes like wet stone and skin that caught light. Like a quiet lake, she gave a name that was simple and soft. Myath guards checked the shuttle and found no heat trace of weapons. They let Maya walk into the main ring. She moved like a dancer learning gravity for the first time. Lily kept working and tried not to stare. Station chief asked Lily to look at the shuttle. Lily crawled inside the hole. She found coils wound in patterns she did not know there were. Sketches scored into the alloy with a steady hand, maps of tides around a dark world, a symbol of a seed inside a starin. The mess hall. Lily sat with a cup of bitter delirious. Maya came and sat across from her. She ate slow, like she was learning the flavor of a new air. She told the crew she was here for trade and for help, she said. Her world had storms that cut the sky into pieces and washed ground from under cities. She spoke with calm strength that made people lean closer. After a week, the station knew Maya was not a danger. She asked for access to the lab garden where algae grew in stacked trays. Lily showed her how the pumps breathed and how the green mats made air for the ring. Maya listened. She touched the glass and smiled in a way that made Lily feel a weight in her chest and a strange lightness. Tooth station sensors began to fail in slow and patient ways. First the outer radar lost range, then the message relays coughed and fell quiet between bursts. Lily traced the fault through layers of old code. She found a pattern inside. The noise, like a hand tapping on a wall, steady and careful, not a random glitch. Set a trap with a fiber loop and a cold buffer. The noise tried to jump. She caught it and held it still. It was a map made of zeros and ones, shaped like a low drum beat. She let it play in the dark. It was a path through the shoal of stones near the station, and it led to a quiet void with a moving Centera. Hidden, Shipley told the chief, and the chief told the ring. They saw nothing on the glass, but they could feel it in the way. The power lines hummed. Maya watched and said nothing. She stood beside Lily and did not tremble. Void moved closer, and the station lights dimmed as if they were unsure what to do. Then a voice came through the old speakers, not talking in words but in rhythm. A call and a reply with little steps between, like someone teaching a child to walk. Maya took Lily to the old cargo bay. There was dust and quiet air. Maya looked at Lily with a face that carried both fear and hope, and then she spoke with the plain tone of truth that could not wait him. Pregnant now, Mary Mellily felt the floor tilt under her feet. She thought of the days she had spent showing pumps and algae and reading strange maps with Maya. She felt a bright line of shock cut through her. She did not move away. She asked in a soft voice, "Why, Maya?" Said the child was not only hers. She said that storms on her world came with light that sang through skin and bone. She said it had touched her long before she reached the station. When she met Lily, the song changed. The child began to echo human patterns and needed human care, needed a pact. A human promise to stand and not run when fear came knockingly, could not send words out for a long breath. The void ship still moved, the station still dimmed, and sang with the odd rhythm. She thought of the human way of making a promise, not only love, but courage and work and the quiet choice to stallily, reached out and took Maya's hand. Her hand was cool and steady. Lily said she did not know how to be a partner across worlds, but she knew how to keep air flowing when systems failed. She knew how to learn. She knew how to face a big dark and say, "Not today." They stood together at the observation rail. The void ship showed at last when the field around it faltered. It was a long shape with ribs like a whale and skin that seemed to drink. The light it sent another pattern into the lines of the station on the screen. Lily drew the beat. With a stylus, she found a human meter that fit. She tapped it back with a wrench on the rail. Ship paused as if surprised, then it answered with the same meter, but with a turn at the end, like a smiley chief, told Lily she was out of her mind. But humans on the station had a habit of breaking rules in useful ways, so the chief let her trillily, and Maya worked through the night, sighed the nursery. In the lab garden was small and warm. They set a couch there and wove sensor threads through the cushions. Maya rested and let Lily map the rhythm of the child within her. It was a double beat with a pause like tides under a moon-void ship scent. Another call. Lily saw the same turn as before, but sharper. She felt pressure behind her eyes. Maya touched her wrist. She said the ship was kin from far away. She said it had a duty to fetch the child, or to end the line if a pact was not made. Its law was old and cold, like Stonely breathed slow. She wrote a reply in simple counts she put in the shape of a cradle, in the step of a human march. She added the measure of a heart at rest, and a heart in effort, in the shape of two hands holding. Ship drifted closer, and the station rang like a bell hit very softly again and again. People in the ring could not sleep, kids. Hid in blankets and adults stared at the dim lights and told each other small jokes to keep fear away. Lily kept tapping the rail. She did not stop until the ship changed its tune. It sent a wave like a bowed string, and then a measure that matched the child beat. Lily saw Maya's shoulders loosen. She saw the lines on her face easy in the morning side, if there could be such a thing in a place that circled a small blue star. The ship spoke at last, and words formed from the rhythm, not human words, but shapes. Greedily simple, it asked for proof of the pact. To Maya looked at Lily. Lily looked back and nodded. She spoke in short, plain lines because she had no breath to spare for big speech. Said this: a human promise is work. Every day a human promise is hands carrying weight and feet standing ground. A human promise is to share water and bread and fear and joy. A human promise is to raise a child to be brave and kind. We make this promise. Now Maya stood straight. She placed her palm on the glass of the garden window, where the algae shone like a soft green dawn. She said she would teach the child the songs of her storms and the patience of stone. She would share the sky she came from, and also the hallways of this ring and the smell of old metal and new breath. The ship was silent and the ring hummed. Lily felt a deep chill. Then a new beat came slow, steady, and in that beat there was a door opening. The ship released a cloud like a flock of tiny seeds. They drifted to the station skin and nested in the scars of old impacts. They began to knit the metal with threads of light. The lights in the ring stopped flickering, the air felt cleaner, and the water filters clear. The ship spoke again in its edges of words and said the pact held. The child would live. The duty of the ship was now to guard until the first cry, then to watch from the dark until the child could walk without furthering. Exhaled as one, some laughed in soft relief, some cried. The chief shook her head and told Lily she had just married the station to a legend. Lily said maybe the station always wanted a story that felt like a warm coat. Days became a simple circle of care and work. Lily checked coils and pumps and watched the seed cloud mend the broken skin of the station. Maya walked and rested and told soft tales of sky over her sea and fish that sang under green lightning. Lily told her about wheat fields on a far coast where she grew up, and about the way wind can move across tall grass like a hand. In night the alarms gave a small cry and fell silent in a tired way. Maya took Lily's hand and said the time was very near. Lily guided her to the nursery couch and called for the midwives from the farm ring. No one used big machines. They used warm water and clean cloth and quiet voice. His ship slid closer. The garden lights went low, and the algae trays glowed like a million fireflies floating in still ponds. Maya breathed with a rhythm that matched the old map of tides. Lily whispered simple words of faith, not holy words, human words that say, "We're here and we will stay, and we will see." This through, and the child came. The ring trembled as if a bell had been struck in its bones. The baby was small and perfect in new skin, with a faint sheen like lake water at dawn, eyes that opened quick and calm and found Lily and Maya as if sight were a memorith. Ship outside sang a single note that slid into a slow chord. The seed cloud flashed once like stars under ice, then all was quiet again. Lee held the baby and felt gravity stronger than any star. Maya closed her eyes and let a long breath leave her body, and Paisethi named the child Eva because it was a simple name full of life. Ship spoke one last time that night. It offered a gift of maps and peace and a warning that storms learn new paths when new songs are born. Lily said they would be ready. Humans had a way of meeting storms with open eyes and plans and hands that build seasons. We moved although there were no seasons here. People on the ring learned the rhythm of the ship and the way the seed cloud kept. Mending new little scars, trade grew, and the mess hall was louder and warmer, and the kids had more stories to tell Lee. And Maya raised Eva with gentle hands and clear rules and time. Outside to see stars, they taught her human math and alien song. They taught her to fix a pipe with calm fingers and to hear small changes in the music of a Machineth void ship, weighted in the dark like a faithful old whale. Its lights came on all.